Hey mathematicians, this is Mr. Hatch, and today we're going over a problem of 4-digit by 1-digit dividing using partial quotients. Let's get to it. First thing I notice in this problem is that we have 5,230 divided by 6. Well, I noticed that my divisor, 6, is bigger than the first number in my dividend, 5. And that tells me that I cannot give each of these emojis 1,000 to start, right? Because I only have 5,230, and if I gave each emoji 1,000, that would be 6,000, which is too many. So now I have the task of figuring out how close I can get to 5,230 by using a multiple of 6. Well, what I'm going to do here is utilize my multiplication chart. Let's go to our multiplication chart and remember how we have been using 6 times, say, 20 to know that 6 times 20 would be 120, right? We would add a 0 onto the end of 12 here. And if I know that 6 times 3 is 18, I know that 6 times 30 is 180. Well, we can do this with the hundreds place as well. We could say that 6 times 300 would equal 1,800 because we would add 2 zeros onto the end of 18. Well, that's what we are going to do in our head or using our multiplication table to figure out. Remember, we're getting as close to 5,230 as possible. So I see here that 6 times 8 is 48. So 6 times 80 would be 480. And 6 times 800 would be 4,800. We'd add 2 zeros onto the end of 48. That's as close to my number as I can get without going over. So I'm going to go ahead and give 800 to each of the emojis. If I give 800 to each of the emojis, I know that 800 is my partial quotient. And I'm going to go ahead and take the total I just gave out and subtract it from my dividend. So I just gave out a total of 4,800. Now I'm going to subtract. I need to borrow here from my 5, which is going to become a 4. I'm going to take that extra digit and bring it over to my 2. So now I have 8 take away from 12 to end up with a 4. So now I have 430. Well, now I'm going to think, how close can I get to 430 without going over? Well, I know that 6 times 7 is 42. That's as close as I can get. So I know that 6 times 70 would be 420. So we're going to give them each 70. I give them each 70. I know that 70 is my partial quotient. 70 times 6 is 420. I'm going to subtract to wind up with 10. Well, now I have 10, and now this is I've seen this many times, so now I know that I can give them each one more. If I give them 2 more, that would be 12, and that's too many. So I'm going to give them each one more, subtract 6 from 10 to wind up with 4. Well, I cannot give an equal amount to these friends anymore with just 4. So I'm going to add up my partial quotients. 800 plus 70 plus 1 would be 871. So we're going to go ahead and write our answer on this green section here. 871, remainder 4. No, forget that remainder. All right, guys, that's an example problem. Please go ahead and continue on to these slides and complete the rest of the slides. If you do get stuck on a step, come back to this video. See if you can find the step you're stuck on and get unstuck. Please feel free to reach out to your teachers if you do get stuck as well, and do your best, work it out. All right, guys, I will see you later. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.